Have you ever stopped to wonder what the entire universe is mostly made of? Think about it. Planets, stars, galaxies, cosmic dust and nebulae from the sun in our sky, to the most distant star. It's not rock, it's not gold, and it's not even air. The answer is simple, calm and powerful. It fuels stars, it makes life possible, all around us, even inside us right now. So what is this superabundant building block? Hydrogen. Consider this. Imagine all atoms piled up, about 90% would be hydrogen. 9 out of every 10 atoms. The universe's basic ingredient, like flour in a cake. No hydrogen, no stars, no planets, no water. So what is hydrogen when you get right down to it? Well, let's think small. Really, really small. Imagine the tiniest possible building block you can. That's an atom. Hydrogen is the simplest atom of all. It's number 1 on the periodic table of elements for a very good reason. It has just one proton in its center. Nucleus. One tiny electron zipping around it. That's it. One proton, one electron. It doesn't get any simpler than that. This simplicity makes hydrogen incredibly common across the universe. It's the most basic recipe for an atom. Because it's so simple, hydrogen is the lightest element, a gas so light, about 14 times lighter than the air we breathe. Fill a balloon with pure hydrogen. It would rise even faster than a helium balloon. This lightness is a key part of its personality. As a gas on Earth, you can't see it, you can't taste it, you can't smell it. It's completely invisible. We don't notice it, even though it's a key part of the water we drink. Let's travel back in time, way back. About 13.8 billion years ago, to the very beginning of our universe. In an instant, everything that exists was created in a massive event we call the Big Bang. In the first few moments after this incredible explosion of energy, the universe was an incredibly hot, dense soup of tiny particles. As the universe began to expand and cool, these particles started to come together. The very first atoms to form were hydrogen atoms. It was the universe's first great act of creation. For hundreds of thousands of years, the universe was filled with a fog of hydrogen atoms, a little bit of helium. There were no stars, no galaxies, no planets yet. This was the cosmic dark ages. But even then, hydrogen was gearing up for its next act. Gravity slowly pulled massive clouds of hydrogen gas together. Over millions of years, those clouds clumped tighter and tighter. Pressure and temperature at their centers climbed to unimaginable levels. Think of it like squeezing a balloon. The more you squeeze, the more pressure builds up. Then, when a core got hot and dense enough, nuclear fusion, hydrogen atoms slammed together and fused into helium. That fusion released a burst of light and heat. A star was born. The first stars lit up the cosmic darkness, and it all started with hydrogen. Now you might be thinking, if hydrogen is the most common thing in the universe, why don't we see it everywhere here on Earth? It seems like it should be all over the place. Well, the truth is, it is. But it's a master of disguise. Pure hydrogen gas, the H2 molecule, is so incredibly light that it doesn't stick around in our atmosphere for long. Earth's gravity just isn't strong enough to hold on to it, so if you release a bunch of hydrogen gas, it will float up to the very top of the atmosphere and eventually drift away into space. It's a cosmic escape artist. However, hydrogen is a chemical champion at teaming up with other elements. It's almost never found by itself on our planet. Instead, it's bonded with other atoms, forming the basis of many things we see and use every single day. The most famous example, of course, is water. Every single molecule of water, whether it's in a river, an ocean, a glass you're drinking, or even the water that makes up about 60% of your own body, contains 2 hydrogen atoms bonded to 1 oxygen atom. So every time you take a sip of water, you are consuming hydrogen. Let's look up at the sky. What do you see? During the day you see the sun. At night you see countless stars. What do they all have in common? Hydrogen. Our sun is a gigantic ball of hot gas. About 75% of its mass is pure hydrogen. Deep inside the sun's core, the temperature is about 15 million degrees Celsius. The pressure there is immense. Hydrogen atoms are stripped of their electrons. The nuclei smash together. This is nuclear fusion, converting hydrogen into helium. The reaction releases an incredible amount of energy. That energy travels to the sun's surface and radiates into space as heat and light. This energy makes life on Earth possible. It warms our planet. It drives our weather patterns. It provides the light plants use for photosynthesis. Without the sun's hydrogen-fueled fire, Earth would be a dark, frozen, lifeless rock. Every ray of sunshine on your face began with 2 hydrogen atoms fusing in the sun. The sun has burned hydrogen for about 4.6 billion years. It has enough hydrogen to keep shining for roughly another 5 billion years. hydrogen is truly the fuel of the stars. While hydrogen is a building block of life and the fuel of stars, it also has a famously explosive side. When hydrogen gas mixes with oxygen or air in the right proportions, it becomes highly flammable. A small spark, a source of heat, can cause it to combust with incredible speed, creating a powerful explosion. The reaction of hydrogen and oxygen coming together to form water releases a huge amount of energy very, very quickly. One of the most famous examples of hydrogen's explosive power is the Hindenburg disaster in 1937. The Hindenburg was a massive German airship, a zeppelin filled with hydrogen gas to make it float. As it was attempting to land in New Jersey, it suddenly caught fire and was completely destroyed in less than a minute. While the exact cause of the spark is still debated, the disaster vividly demonstrated the dangers of using flammable hydrogen as a lifting gas. This event single-handedly ended the era of passenger airships and led to the use of non-flammable helium in modern blimps. This explosive property has also been harnessed for more intentional purposes. Hydrogen is a key component in rocket fuel. Are you ready for some quick, mind-blowing facts about our number one element? Let's start with states of matter. We know hydrogen is a gas on Earth, but it can also be a liquid and a solid, just like water. To turn hydrogen into a liquid, you have to get it incredibly cold, down to minus 253 degrees Celsius, or minus 423 degrees Fahrenheit. That's colder than anywhere on Earth, even the South Pole in winter. Liquid hydrogen is super dense, which is why it's used as rocket fuel. You can pack a lot of it into a tank. While hydrogen is the lightest element, it can be put under so much pressure that it changes into a metal. Scientists believe that deep inside giant gas planets like Jupiter and Saturn, the pressure is so immense, millions of times greater than on Earth, that it crushes hydrogen atoms together until they start acting like a metal. Think about the name hydrogen. It was named by the French chemist Antoine Lavoisier in the 1700s. The name comes from two Greek words, hydro, which means water, and genes, which means forming or creating. So hydrogen literally means water former. Finally, let's talk about isotopes. Think of them as different flavors of the same element. Most hydrogen atoms are just one proton and one electron, but some have extra neutrons, creating deuterium and tritium isotopes with different properties and uses in nuclear research. So after this journey from the Big Bang to the cars of the future, what's the big takeaway? It's that hydrogen, the simplest and most abundant element, is profoundly important to every single one of us. It's not just some abstract thing in a science textbook. It is the literal foundation of our existence. Without hydrogen, there would be no sun to warm us. Without the sun's light, there would be no plants. Without plants and water, there would be no life on Earth. The story of hydrogen is the story of everything, including you and me. Think about your own body. You are about 60% water, and every water molecule has two hydrogen atoms. The very stuff you are made of is held together by hydrogen. The food that gives you energy is full of organic molecules that are rich in hydrogen. To run, to play, to learn. So, hydrogen isn't just out there in space, it's right here, inside of us. Beyond our biology, hydrogen represents hope. As we face the global challenge of climate change, we need new, clean ways to power our society. Hydrogen offers a pathway to a future with clean air and a stable climate. By investing in hydrogen technology, we are investing in the health of our planet for future generations. So, the next time you drink a glass of water, look up at the sun, or see a picture of a distant galaxy, remember that hydrogen is everything. The star maker, the water bringer, a building block of life, and our planet's potential savior.